Shalom. Giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. In the news, as you can see, police rescue 200 children from elite Yewish pedo ring. All right. 200 children have been rescued, all right, from elite Yewish pedo ring. And as you can see, as we get closer and closer to the end of Esau's world, one of the things that continuously is coming out, all right, is that they have these pedo rings, all right, and it's not, set to one sect of this rulership. This is a worldwide, all right, event. This is a worldwide stronghold that ultimately dominates this world. And this is why year in and year out, all right, there's millions of children missing. All right, you'd have to ask yourself, where are all of these children going? All right, even at the border, all right, they say there are 300,000 undocumented children missing as they're separating children from their families. So where do you think these children are going? Okay, as he said, this guy demands answers from ICE over nearly 300,000 missing children. So where are all of these children going? All right, and ultimately, what in the hell is happening as you're constantly seeing Catholic priests, Catholic Church, Christian Church, all right, and even the Yewish sect involved in this behavior, okay? It says police in Guatemala rescued, all right, 200 children from a Yewish sect following allegations of child rape and torture by elite pedos, okay? And this is ultimately in Esau Edom's nature, right? You type in pedestry or pedestry. It was a common thing in the Greco-Roman stronghold, all right, for older men, all right, to deal with little boys, all right? And not only are they trafficking little boys, there's little girls, adults as well. And pretty much the scriptures told you in the book of Ezekiel 28:5, speaking of Esau Edom, that by his great wisdom and by his traffic, he increased his riches and his heart is lifted up. See, and he's pretty much, he believes he's in a position to where he's so much in power, he has so much control that he'll never go down for his crimes. This is why Cain was likened unto a fugitive, as the spirit of Cain is in Esau. Now, when you look up this word traffic, all right, because over the years, that's one of the common themes that's been coming out is human, all right, trafficking, all right. The word is rakalia, merchandise, traffic, trade, all right. And not only are they trafficking goods around the planet Earth, all right, resources, all right, a trafficker, trader, all right. And when you deal with this Diddy situation, that's just a micro, all right, a small part of a bigger puzzle that ultimately this is how the people with money and influence and rulers of this world get down. Diddy is just a small guy on the grand scheme of things. Now, when you get Revelation, the 18th chapter, it gives you an example of what Babylon traffics. All right, you may say, well, this is talking about the Yewish. Well, the Yewish and Babylon goes hand in hand, as America is the biggest supporter of what those small hats do. They go hand in hand. All right, both came out of the British, right? But that's another lesson for another time. So Revelation 18:11, it says, and the merchant of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, Babylon, when she's destroyed, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore, as America is a big, consumer nation. It says, the merchandise of gold, silver, okay? And I'm going to just get down to the point. It says, and fine flour and wheat and beast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and the souls of men. These are the things that they're trafficking, and they want the souls of men in the form of that transhumanism garbage that they're trying to put out there. All right, but slaves, okay? These particular people who go missing, all right, are used as sex, slaves. The Greek word is soma, okay? Bodies, okay? A living body, okay? Did I type in the right word? Did I click on the right word? Slaves, yep. Okay? Human beings is one of the things that they trade and traffic off. Okay? So, when you look at every time we look up, we just did a video where a Christian cult, they tried to call it a sect to lighten up, the blow on Esau, because that's who's being exposed. That's who's at the forefront of all of this. In the grand scheme of things, you have other nations and even our own people involved, but at the forefront of this satanic stronghold that has a grip over the planet Earth is Esau. Now, police raided the premise of a sect called Lev Tahor, or Lev Tahor, a pure mind. Ultimately, we could look it up here. Okay. It's a Yewish, sect founded in Israel, all right, in 1988, often described as a cult, all right, which we know the term cult just means worship, but who do these people worship? Okay, Satan. Okay, when you look at the stronghold that's on the earth, all right, they take their practices from, ancient Babel. They take their practices from the Canaanites. As a matter of fact, when you get Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter, in the 3rd verse, it says, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hast hated for doing the most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices. It's talking about the Canaanites, the ites that were in the land, all right, and it was told to Abram that ultimately these nations would be pushed out when their iniquity was fulfilled, and our people would go and possess it, because the land belongs to us anyway. And you have the same thing happening here in these times. You have a heathen group of people who have control over the land and certain regions in it, and they're doing the same thing. Odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices, which is all coming out that this is what goes on in Hollywood, and that Hollywood is nothing but a Babylonian church, and they have their priests and priestesses on the left-hand side. They do their sacrifices. They woo the minds of the masses. It's nothing but a bunch of witchcraft. Disney. How many children go missing at Disney annually, and why? What's this big thing with children going missing? And also those merciless murderers of children, and devourers of men's flesh, and feast of blood, with their priest out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that kill with their own hands souls destitute of help. All right, and these same spirits are back, okay, doing the same thing here, all right, in the world today. It's the same practices. Okay, this is why you have Planned Parenthood set up in you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans neighborhoods. All right, and this is why the talk of organ, all right, harvest, continues to come up, because this is what the world we live in. Okay? So this particular sect, Lev Tahor in Ontario City, received complaints of widespread abuse of children, including rape, human traffic, and forced marriage, prosecutors said. They took at least 160 minors and 40 women into protective custody. Okay? And this is what these devils are doing. All right? Now, the Pentagon is being outed. Everybody is being outed. But you see, these things continuously get swept under the rug. Now, the reason these things are being outed is because there's an inquisition going on against Esau Edom, where he's being investigated. Okay? The Pentagon had, let's look that up. Okay. Yeah, Pentagon workers found to have downloaded child. And when you find out how much child PORN that they have, it's like, where is all of these videos coming from? What exactly is going on in this world? Well, the bottom line is Obadiah verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And everything is going to come out what these devils are all about. Jeremiah 49:10 says, I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay? It says the operation in Santa Rosa region involved 480 police personnel, soldiers, persecutors, and psychologists who seized electronic devices and searched evidence for child PORN. And that's a big thing in this world. But here it is. Everybody's trying to figure out what the Hebrew Israelites are talking about and how wicked but this is what's going on amongst Christian, Catholic, and Yewish sects, cults, right? This is what y'all are doing. And the government, the rulers of this world, the bankers, this is what y'all are all into. It's just that you control the media, because why isn't this on all media platforms? This is bigger than Diddy. See? Mistreatment of minors and rape. It says we suspect that these crimes were committed by a member. So it's just one member? No, this is what they're doing. Only a few people get caught and have their pictures taken and put in front of a camera, but this is a widespread operation that takes place worldwide. And this is why this brother did this video here that you should watch before it's taken down, called Watch This Live Lesson Right Now. All right, this video will be removed and posted on Odyssey. GMS upon Precepts 4. Make sure you subscribe and be edified. Me subscribe. Okay. Because this is one of his backup pages. But in this video, okay, he's going into this particular article, okay, where a Russian leader was assassinated after busting, okay, this. Okay, now what did we just read in Wisdom of Solomon, the 12th chapter? And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of men's flesh and feast of. Okay, so now that you've read that, go look up this term here that I have highlighted. Okay, and this is being found out to be a practice of the people in positions of power, the people with a lot of money. All right, this is what they sip on. Okay. Pookie and Ray Ray sipping on Kool-Aid and 40s, doing their evil, while the elites are sipping on something else. Okay, and this is what's going down. Okay, and when you deal with Zelensky and Ukraine, those are small hats. Why do you think America is giving them so much aid and aiding them? Okay? So basically, what's come out is that Russia is exposing particular things that they're finding out, okay, about what's going on in Ukraine, exposing secret U.S. BIO labs in Ukraine and liberating, all right, children from alleged factories associated with this. Now, look it up and you can know what it means. But this is what's happening. Okay? The Lord is exposing these devils, man. Okay? It says Ukraine has become a globalist crime scene with a web of corruption stretching from Hunter Biden's financial scandals to vast networks of biolabs, all right, even to the chilling child factories, these kind of factories that allegedly operate across the country to serve the depraved taste of the people who are in power. See, when we talk about the elites going into captivity, these are the reasons why, what they're doing to the earth, what they're doing, period. It's deeper than just a bunch of uncouth Negroes. And meanwhile, you Christians, someone left a comment talking about, well, you using God's name in vain, talking about goddamn. Well, first of all, his name ain't God. Second of all, he condemns. So y'all sitting up here worried about, because in that video, I was bringing out how a Christian leader, all right, was caught with these same similar kind of charges. And you're on the video worried about somebody saying, God damn. Well, the scriptures tell you, Mark 16:16, he that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. Damned is condemned. Who's going to condemn them? God. The Heavenly Father. Yahweh condemns. God damn. And when you look at what's happening in this world, you don't think that it's warranted? Oh, well, because these are the people that look like him, it's not really a big deal. Let's be nice. But look what they're doing. Okay? Let's look at some pictures of this Lev Tahor, which it's Lev Tahor. See if we can get some images. Okay? They got caught. Okay? And they're all over the earth doing this. Okay, to the tribes especially, man. It got found out when Haiti underwent, all right, that catastrophic event, that the Clintons were over there, a bunch of Edomites over there getting organs, getting children. This is how this world gets down. Yeah, y'all want to sit up there and act like the Hebrew Israelites pose the biggest threat to the earth and we need to be investigated and talked about. Meanwhile, this is the type of crap y'all are doing. And of course they're going to deny it, but it's going to continuously come out. And there's something happening in this world where these things are coming out. These things are going to continue to come out. Okay? Because you again, we're at the time, 2 Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. See? With all power and signs and lying wonders. This is the working of Satan. Even our people that are joined unto them. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned. God damns. God condemns. Okay? Who believe not the truth but have pleasure in unrighteousness. Because if you trust this government, you trust this world, you trust people that do stuff like this. See that? Oh, yeah. And look, this is what it's going to be called. Anytime you bring out something against these people, they always pull this anti-Sim card. And this happens all over, all right, the state of Israel. The people who get caught with certain charges dealing with children are able to flee to Israel and be good. So the Lord, and remember, you had those people underground in those tunnels.
The police had to use OC spray or pepper spray to subdue them and to get them to follow directions and get out. At 770 Eastern Parkway, that's the Lubavitch Abad headquarters, they were having some work done. And, as they were installing some new pipes, they broke through into a tunnel that ran below the building. And they were very surprised by this. It turns out that a small number of the students at the shul, who were actually here from Israel, were digging a tunnel from the basement into adjoining buildings and taking the dirt and actually filling up a disused communal bath house. They said that the reason they were doing
why is that baby seat there?
That was because if they poured it out on the sidewalk, everyone would know and they'd get busted. And then they cut a hole through a grate so that they could come up out onto the sidewalk without having to get the key to the padlock to the cellar doors. The people who are in charge of 770 at Eastern Parkway, when they discovered this, immediately put into motion plans to fill in the tunnels with cement. Unfortunately, these students, 5 of them, jumped into the hole and would not allow workers to complete the repairs.
So what's going on? Another, weird event just swept under the rug dealing with Esau Edom. But see, this is the world we live in, man. And again, it's all coming out. Okay, it's all coming out. Okay, and before it's all said and done, none of you will be of any excuse for choosing evil. All right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, there's going to be more of these types of events exposed. Okay? So elite Yewish pedo ring has just been popped. And of course, there is going to be a gray area, allege, and this and that, but we know what's going on in this world. Okay? So I'm going to just leave that there, man, because there's only so much we can say on these instances, man. More to come. All right? Shalom.